product, target audience is by default, it has to be known to you. Say for example, your product is dealing with.
I have been in trouble, but we help other entrepreneurs through incubation and access.
Okay.
So that's why I'm thinking for everyone's, for example, somebody is into honey. He asked me, I don't use honey, I haven't used honey at all. So maybe asking me if there's a questionnaire designed in a way, I think by the way that gentleman customer persona building, who is that customer, understanding the target audience, and then meeting 100 or 50 people like that.
Understanding who your target audience is, that will depend upon your own research which you have done. Then collecting the data from that target audience, is that feasible or not, that is another.
Sometimes you won't even be able to collect the data because you might be the first mover in the market. Nobody has done that thing previously in the market. So how do you collect the data? So it is really difficult. I have been in that situation where there was no referral point. So you have to test and try. What you do in that situation is you experiment with your limited resources, and if you feel like you are getting the results, you move on with the big thing.
In marketing, there is a term called as test marketing. Even big companies, they don't go for the commercialization of their product in one go. Like say for example, I remember Vivel when they entered ITC, when they entered into a soap, when they introduced their soaps in the market, they first didn't commercialize in the whole India. They first commercialized it in the South Indian market. Because South Indian market is a very good market for the soap industry. So they first commercialized their soap in the South India. When in South Indian market it worked well, then they commercialized it into West, North, East. So it is all about test marketing. So if you have started your product, so you don't go for at a time for a national level. You have to start locally. If it is not for a local people, it is as an exporter, you have to start with one country, then to another country, then to another. So there has to be a test marketing. You can't commercialize your product in one go. Even big companies don't commercialize their product in one go. They even go for a test marketing. First they will see one state, then they will select another state, and then they go again with it.
So taking this as an opportunity to learn as a group. Many times, like yesterday, one of the about which is a known fact, investments in now startups fail.
Yes.
But fail
exactly. The reason, what I said, the main reason for the failure of the startup is not conducting a proper market research. This is the main reason for a startup failure. Means आपको लगता है कि आपका जो product है वो disruption करेगा. It will be a disruptive innovation. But for customer, it is not a disruptive innovation.
Basically, to put it in simple words, हम क्वेश्चन से पहले आंसर ढूंढते हैं
ना, हम खुद से ही डिसाइड करते हैं कि हमारा जो प्रोडक्ट है वो कस्टमर का सोल्यूशन है, जबकि वो कस्टमर का सोल्यूशन नहीं होता है. तो बेसिक रीजन स्टार्टअप फेलियर्स का यही होता है कि यू गो इन अ हरी, यू डोंट कंडक्ट अ प्रॉपर मार्केट रिसर्च, एंड देन योर प्रोडक्ट फेल्स. You have to go for a proper market research.
You have to identify a problem first, basically. Is that a bigger problem? मतलब जहाँ पर मार्केट है वो बिजनेस बनेगा.
In terms of the failures, one of the main reasons is that the person is building a product which the market doesn't
need.
So there are what is the main reason apart from not having the funds or cash? This one important because they haven't met other people. That's why I was saying for everyone here.
Market research is very
important. What we call in a startup entrepreneurial jargon is a validation. So when you are meeting your relevant target audience, you have to meet 100 people before starting. Correct. So that could be one of the market research. That's why I thought we collectively we trust on this area, because if anyone is in the middle of the journey or is just starting, they start on the right note.
By.Dr is facing a lot of losses. Why?
They have not delivered promises.
By.Dr, there was By.Dr is there, Vedanta is there. Vedanta is doing good. Other education, physics wala is doing good, but By.Dr is not doing good.
What? Compliance पे एक issue हो गया, जिसकी वजह से investors वगैरह बात हो गए. So one of the main reasons is also to look at your compliances. You know,
future. It is past, present, future. तीनों चीजों को देखना है. पास्ट में क्या है हो रहा था, पास्ट कैसा है, प्रेजेंट कैसा हो सकता है और फ्यूचर में क्या क्या हो सकता है, यू हैव टू टेक इनटू कंसिडरेशन इफ यू आर अ स्टार्टअप।
डिस्ट्रप्टिव टेक्नोलॉजी में तो बहुत ज्यादा है।
Exactly. And the technology is changed like this nowadays. So the first step was developing a marketing research. So we were taking an example of an organic, excuse me. So we were taking an example of an organic skincare. So your target audience need to understand their skin concerns. You need to understand their skin concerns and preferences, analyze your competitors' offering and marketing strategies, and review industry trends. So this was your first step when you develop a positioning strategy. Next is defining your brand values and personality. Have you heard about the word brand personality? Brand personality. हम बोलते हैं मार्केटिंग में कि हर एक ब्रांड की एक पर्सनालिटी होती है. If I say Google, what is its personality? Sincerity. If I say Dew, adventure. If I say Khadi, simplicity. है ना? तो इट मीन्स हम अपने ब्रांड को किसी एक पर्सनालिटी के साथ कनेक्ट करते हैं, एक पर्सनालिटी कैरेक्टर के साथ कनेक्ट करते हैं और हम बोलते हैं कि हमारी वो ब्रांड की वो पर्सनालिटी है. तो अ सेकेंड थिंग यू हैव टू डू इज दैट यू हैव टू क्रिएट अ ब्रांड वैल्यू एंड पर्सनालिटी फॉर योर ब्रांड. बिकॉज उससे होगा क्या, लेट्स से फॉर एग्जाम्पल, based on your market strategy, you determine that your target audience values natural, eco-friendly and cruelty-free products. है ना? मार्केट रिसर्च में ये था कि स्किन केयर जो है, बिकॉज आपके पास जो हार्मफुल इंग्रेडिएंट सोर्स में यूज होते हैं वो उससे परेशान है, उनको ऑर्गेनिक प्रोडक्ट चाहिए, उनको केमिकल फ्री प्रोडक्ट चाहिए, उनको इको फ्रेंडली प्रोडक्ट चाहिए. तो ये आपका मार्केटिंग रिसर्च से आपको पता चला जब आप एक ऑर्गेनिक स्किन केयर इंट्रोड्यूस करेंगे. तो उस वजह से आप अपनी ब्रांड पर्सनैलिटी क्या रखोगे? वार्म, नर्चरिंग एंड एम्पावरिंग. इट मीन्स जब आप पोजिशनिंग करोगे आप इन वार्म, नर्चरिंग और एम्पावरिंग इन 3 वर्ड्स को ध्यान में रखोगे. अंडरस्टूड? जब आप अपना पोजिशनिंग स्टेटमेंट लिखोगे ना, हम आगे एक एक्टिविटी करेंगे वेयर यू विल ट्राई टू राइट योर पोजिशनिंग स्टेटमेंट. जब आप वो पोजिशनिंग स्टेटमेंट लिखोगे ना, तो आपको ये ख्याल रखना है कि आपका जो प्रोडक्ट है उसकी किसी पर्सनालिटी की, किसी चीज़ के साथ उसको कनेक्ट करो, किसी ब्रांड पर्सनालिटी के साथ उसको कनेक्ट करो. और अगर जो ये ऑर्गेनिक स्किन केयर है, इट विल कनेक्ट इटसेल्फ विद वार्म, नर्चरिंग एंड एम्पावरमेंट.
हम इसको एक सेपरेट एंटिटी मानिए, एक कैरेक्टर मान.
एग्जैक्टली. जैसे डाउ इज connecting itself with a personality character, that is empowerment of women. Maybe you are of any color, you are dark, brownish, fair, that is connecting it with the empowerment. It doesn't matter which color you are. If you will see a brand name, Fair and Lovely. Fair and Lovely for decades positioned itself as a whitening cream. But nowadays it's not positioning itself as a whitening cream. Have you seen it? It is positioning itself as an empowerment of the women. Because nowadays girls are not ready to accept this, that I am in dark in color or I am fair in color, because it's equal. Color doesn't matter. So how Fair and Lovely can position itself now as a whitening cream? It will not work. So with the customer preference, they have to change their positioning. They have to reposition it. Understood?
South Africa में सारे तो black और white
है ना? It will not work. So they have repositioned it and they have connected their positioning brand with a personality that is empowerment. Right? Then defining your target audience. Who are they? What are their needs, pain points and goals? What motivates them to make purchase? Because in branding positioning we say it's not what they buy, it's about why they buy.